Hello, I'm Montgomery County Auditor Keith, and welcome to another episode of Auds and Ends. Auds and Ends is a program produced by the Montgomery County Auditor's Office. Each episode we spend some time talking with the people from the community, learning about them, getting to know them a little better, getting to know some of the things that they do in the community, some of the things that services they provide, different organizations that they work with, and so it's we appreciate you joining us and appreciate this opportunity. And today we're very excited to have Cindy Fitzwater with us. Cindy is the president, CEO of the Senior Resource Connection, and we'll talk a little bit more about. Sometimes we stumble over that Senior Resource Connection and kind of call it the Senior Resource Center, but we'll talk about that, right? We'll clear that up today. But Cindy, we're so happy to have you with us, and thank you for joining us. We're hoping to learn a little bit about you today and also about the Senior Resource Connection, the services that you provide. So you've been the president there just this year, right? You just became president this year. Is that correct?
Yes, in April.
In April of this year, but you're no newcomer to the center, to the Senior Resource Connection, right?
Yes, I was the director of finance for the last 7 years.
And prior to that,
I worked for the guardianship program that's here in Montgomery County. Worked there about 5 years, and then had an opportunity to go to Senior Resource Connection. So made that leap.
And has it been a good leap?
Absolutely.
Apparently
it's been fantastic. I was a director of finance, so I really got to learn a lot about all of the operations, all of the programs.
And how they're funded and all the cost. And so you were a director of finance for 7 years, and now you've been the president since April. How's that going?
It's going pretty well. I've learned about all the things I didn't know. But fortunately, the former president, he's just a phone call away, and he's been very, very supportive. And I've talked to him this week, as a matter of fact. So,
how big a staff is there?
There's about 180 employees.
180 employees. See, people probably didn't realize how many people are involved in there.
It's
That's
very
great.
large.
Very
yes.
So we want to talk about some of the services that you provide and some of your target. So I know it's Senior Resource Connection. So I assume you can assume that the target audience are seniors, but who exactly is your target audience, do you think?
Well, let me give you a little history.
Okay, great.
The agency started in 1956 as the Senior Citizen Center of Greater Dayton.
Okay.
So that's where a lot of times we hear Senior Resource Center rather than Connection.
Sure.
But I think probably about within 10 years they realized that there was a huge need for meals in the community. So they started the Meals on Wheels program, and then it kind of just grew from there. So now we have about 10 or 11 programs, and they're all designed to keep people in their homes.
So so you mentioned Meals on Wheels. That's probably the best known program that you provide, right? How many meals do you provide?
You're going to be shocked.
Okay.
About 1,700 meals a day.
1,700 meals a day.
It goes out on 50 routes. There's probably 1,200 people that get a meal every single day.
Oh, wow.
And then in addition to that, we have what's called a congregate dining program. And we partner with restaurants. We have several restaurants out in rural areas, Darke County, Greene County, Miami County, and we just opened a Frisch's.
Oh, wow.
So most of those have been mom and pop restaurants, but Frisch's approached us when the Legacy was a huge site for us.
Oh.
When it burnt down, evidently one of their clients was at a Frisch's and said, "You should do this. We don't have anywhere to go." So it was a franchise owner that has 3 or 4 different stores, and we just opened Benchwood this week, yesterday, as a matter of fact. So the clients, they have to be over 60. There's no income requirement, and they sign up. They get some vouchers. They can go. It's specific times, but there's like a 4-hour window. So that program, I don't even know how many meals.
Are the meals free?
Yes.
Meals are free. Okay.
Yes, it's through Title 3, the Older Americans Act,
okay.
And that money is funneled through Area Agency on Aging. Those they have been great supporters of ours.
So the way that works, they they get maybe a card or something. Is that what they get? Some type of, so they go to the
Yes.
restaurant and they use
Yes,
the card
exactly.
and they know
Little
that
voucher.
they're involved in this program, and then you cover the cost of their meal.
Yes.
Oh, how great! I've I was a frequent visitor to the Legacy Pancake House on Kiowee, and was really heartbroken after the fire. But I know they had like a senior program, meal program too, but it was different from this.
No, this is it.
Is that it? Okay.
This is it.
Okay,
Yeah. And you know, it's really designed to take people out of isolation and give them a place to go where they can be with other people.
Sure.
And I always wondered if that was really working, but the calls that came in from the people at the Legacy, they missed their friends. They missed the people that they were seeing. They missed the waitresses missed them. So
it's very tragic, very tragic.
But that really tells us that our congregate program really is working.
It's working, yeah. So, but now, you also do meals at the senior center down on Wilkinson?
No, we don't have any walk-in services
no
any
walk-ins
longer.
there. Okay.
Yeah.
But you
that
did
at one
time. Yeah,
at one time that was the senior citizen center.
Okay.
But now the whole meal operation takes over the whole building.
I see.
It's just huge. We have a really big commercial kitchen, and then the old auditorium is all pack out, where they pack out the hot meals,
So
they
that's
pack
where all
out
the
frozen
meals
meals.
come from that location then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Starts at 5 a.m. in the morning, so all the meals can be out by probably 11.
Well, that's incredible. That's incredible. And that explains why you have the staff that you have. And do you have volunteers too? Are there any volunteer help in any of this?
We have used volunteers, some school groups, some individuals, corporate groups. You know, due to some hazards in the kitchen, we really can't have them in there, but we can use them to do pack out.
Do you get extra help during the holidays? Or is the holidays a more burdensome? Or
It is. It's unbelievable. I went over 2 days in a row a couple weeks ago to help pack out Thanksgiving meals.
Oh.
And that's great for me because it keeps me really in touch with everything that they do over there.
Right.
And it is very physically, a big physical labor.
So anyway, that gives the history, because I'm kind of tempted to call it the Senior Resource Center myself sometimes, but that gives the history of how we changed over to that. So I want to talk about one of your other programs, and because this month, the month of December and the month of January, is a dog license season for the auditor's office, and we want to encourage everyone to remember to license their dogs. But you have a program called Senior's Best Friend, right? Senior's Best Friend. Tell us a little bit about that program.
That started about, I want to say 4 or 5 years ago, and it was when we learned that a lot of our Meals on Wheels clients that have pets, they were giving their meals to their pets or sharing with their pets, and neither were getting enough to eat. So once we learned about that, we were able to partner with Meals on Wheels America, and they gave us a grant so we could get this started, purchase some food. Then we've partnered with, I've got to get a big shout out to the Humane Society of Greater Dayton. They have shared their donations with us for probably a good 2 years now. We used to get some breakage from stores, but we no longer get that because they donate everything pretty much to the Humane Society. But they make sure that they share it. Pet Supplies Plus gives us deeply discounted pet food whenever we have to purchase it. We also partnered with the Humane Society on providing some vet services.
Okay.
So, but going back to just the basics of that Senior's Best Friend, we deliver twice a month. All the dog food and cat food is repackaged into Ziploc bags that have the zipper top on it, so it's easier for elderly hands to open and close it.
Okay.
And it's been working out great. They're so appreciative of it.
So it's for dogs and cats.
Yes.
Dogs and cats.
And at Christmas time, we'll send out like some little treats. We get donations of like maybe some canned food, some treats, different things like that. They just stockpile those all year and then send them out at Christmas time as an extra treat.
Well, that's just, how many do you do? Do you know off the top of your head?
We had about 400 at one time.
Wow.
Yeah,
Oh,
400
wow.
pets. Now, that's not 400 clients because some have
multiple
pets.
Yeah.
Right?
Did they let you know, I guess, when they do it through the Meals on Wheels, who has a pet or who needs So that's how you make the connection there?
Yes, it's only available to Meals on Wheels clients.
Clients,
yes.
I see.
Mm-hmm.
I see. Well, that's a great. I think that's just wonderful. Again, this is dog license season for us. So when I heard about this program, I said, "Oh, that's a great connection for us." And just wish you the best with that. And so if people want to donate just to that, they can just contact the Senior Resource Connection or the Humane Society, maybe.
Well, they can drop off dog or cat food if they want.
Okay.
Want to our 105 South Wilkinson building.
Okay.
If they wanted to do like a corporate, where they could set up a container where people could bring in donations or just bring in donations, we can pick those up. We can make arrangements for pickup.
Okay. Well,
but we're always looking for volunteers to help repack that food.
Oh, repack that food.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
And if they wanted to make monetary donations, they can go to seniorresourceconnection.com and our donations page, and they can donate right through
the
website.
For any kind of
But they
donation.
can designate. They can
Okay.
designate if it's for senior's best friend.
That's wonderful, and I mention it because people have a special place in their heart for their pets. I know I do, a special place in their hearts for their pets. We always auction off the #1 dog tag every year, and we do it in connection with the Humane Society and SICSA. We go back and forth. 1 year will be SICSA, and 1 year will be the Humane Society, and we've been known to get $5,000 for that #1 tag. So people have a special place in their heart, and that's wonderful. That's wonderful. I'm glad to hear that. Another thing that's going on in my office right now that's kind of a senior related program is our homestead exemption program, and so we're reminding people who might be eligible for that program, who are 65 or older or permanently and totally disabled, that might be eligible for the program, reminding them that the deadline to apply is December 31st. Mm-hmm. They have it's a tax relief program. They can save hundreds of dollars on their tax bill through the program. But I know one of the things that's important to the Senior Resource Connection is to keep people in their homes, right? And so I think that's part of what the Homestead Exemption Program is trying to do is to help people who are on fixed incomes to lower their tax liability. How important is that for people to be able to stay in their homes?
Well, to us, that's our mission.
Mm-hmm.
Our mission is we provide a helping hand to enable them to stay in their homes where they're content and happy.
Okay.
But I would say first and foremost, it's because that's where they want to be. Nobody wants to lose their independence. The older we get, we do become more physically limited, and that's a lot of times what pushes somebody out of their home. The services we provide helps them stay there. Secondly, staying in their home is about 35 to 40% of the cost of going into a facility. Mm-hmm. So those are the two big factors for me why they should stay in their homes.
So is you have other services that you provide.
Mm-hmm.
Could you want to talk about some of the other services, or Meals on Wheels is your main service, I guess. That's the most.
It's our largest.
It's your largest service,
Mm-hmm.
but want to talk about some of the other programs then that you do?
Sure. We have a program called Visiting Home Care that provides non-skilled home health aides. They provide, first and foremost, companionship, but they'll do light housekeeping, they'll do bathing, dressing, any minor items that a person might need. We would call those just assisting with their daily needs. Mm-hmm. We have a rep payee service, and that is geared towards those who are mentally incapable of taking care of their own finances. So our rep payees pay their bills, pay their utilities, make sure they have a roof over their head, mm-hmm. and money left over to buy groceries and incidentals. We have Lifeline equipment, which includes a medication dispenser that dispenses medications at just the right time so that you don't have the risk of overdosing on your meds. Okay. We also provide Lifeline emergency response systems, which is I've fallen and I can't get up. Okay. And this is especially important to the city and the county because those people would call 911 if they didn't have the push of a button. So this is the thing where they wear around their neck or something? Mm-hmm, okay. Mm-hmm. We have different types of equipment for that. Not necessarily always around their neck. They can have a wristband. Okay. But they can call a friend or a family through that unit
Okay.
So when they push the button, someone else answers it. They have emergency contact information they can call, and that avoids a 911 call. Our case management people, they're fantastic. They coordinate care, provides services either that are in-house for us or even other agencies in town that provide services. They'll coordinate all of that. Our chore program is like one and done kind of. They can go in and do hoarding cleanup. They don't necessarily take those possessions because that would be very mentally disruptive to the client, but they'll create safe pathways. They'll do carpet cleaning, window cleaning, preparation for pest control, those kinds of items.
Okay. Did you ever imagine a career path that would lead you here?
I didn't. But I really do feel like God brought me here. I feel when I was offered this position, I kind of avoided it for about a year. And I finally just thought, you know what, my education, my experience, it all led me to this. And I really feel like I'm where I'm meant to be right now.
You're making a difference in a lot of people's lives. You know, the people that all of you that are working there is making a difference. And I just think it's wonderful. And I want to thank you and appreciate the work that you do. Is there anything else about the Senior Resource Connection you want to mention while we got you here?
Yeah.
We got you here on mic.
Well, if anyone needs Meals on Wheels, they can contact our nutrition department at 937-228-FOOD. That's or 228-3663.
Okay.
For all the other senior services, they can call our other building at 937-223-8246. We partner with Area Agency on Aging. So if anybody feels like they qualify for assistance, financial assistance for any services, they contact Area Agency on Aging to get an assessment done. And you would be really surprised at how many people qualify that don't think that they will.
Yeah. Well, you know, we find that with the homestead exemption program, people think, first of all, you say, well, it's going to save you $400, $500, $600, $700 on your taxes, depending on where you live. And they say, oh, that's just too good to be true. You know, it's just too good to be true. And so they think of, there's a connection or there's a trick to it or something. And so, yeah, we encourage people, if you think you might qualify, please contact us. So same thing with these programs. If you have an interest in them, you think you might qualify, I mean, please, that's what they're there for, right? And that's
absolutely.
That's what you're, like you say, you're trying to keep people in their homes and improve the quality of their life. And those are incredible things to be have in the community, people out there doing that. So thank you so much for that. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
All right. So we learned a little bit about the Senior Resource Connection today, and we're glad to have Cindy Fitzwater with us. And we look forward to our next episode of Auds and Ends. We appreciate everyone who joined us today. Thank you very much. Have a good day.